you're having a good time.
I always have a great time in Chicago. It's great. Absolutely. I mean, I say that in every town, but I mean it.
All right, I have a question that you probably have not heard before. Yes, I know it's a bit of a stretch, but...
Probably.
Okay. All right.
Did you just woo-ha-ha me?
Yes, sir, I did.
Woo-ha-ha me, good man?
Yes, sir, I just did.
All right.
All right. Now, imagine you're playing celebrity poker with 3 of your favorite roles. How...
Wait, 3 of my favorite what?
3 of your favorite roles. 3 of your favorite...
Oh, 3 of my favorite roles.
Your
Okay.
favorite roles and characters that you've played. How would the game end up?
We'd all be bored, honestly. Like, I love poker, I really do love playing poker, but I feel like my ADD, which, because it's me, so almost all of my roles are infused with that same ADD, whether you like it or not. I mean, Chuck wasn't even, I was just being me. Chuck wasn't even, you know, I was just me. It was like a documentary almost. Minus the intersecting being a spy. Anyway, the point is, I mean, even Shazam, like I'm a big kid, so you know it's all a lot of me in there, and I would think that like after the first 30 minutes, we would all be having a great time, but then we get to the point where it's like then you get into the grind of poker, and even like big poker players here, know what I'm talking about? Like if you're really like playing poker, it takes a long time. That's why these tournaments are like a month long. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It takes forever. So we would all just get to a point and be like, let's go throw a frisbee. Let's go play video games. It'll be far more engaging. So yeah.
All right.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
And you're right, that was a question nobody's ever asked before.
I'm gourmet cookie,
Okay.
and I'd like to give it to you.
Why don't you hand it to this? You guys are gonna hand it all the way down the line. Just hand it to that guy, and he's gonna hand it shoulder to shoulder. Check it out. Watch it go.
Don't take a bite. It's got habanero in it, so.
Oh, I see. Don't take a bite. It's gonna burn your mouth. But hand it to Zach so he can.
It's really good. It's
I'm sure it's great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so my question is, are you going to...
It smells of habanero.
Yes.
Will you be doing an album anytime soon?
Would you like me to make, I mean, I'm assuming you're asking me because you would like for me to make a musical
Yes.
album of sorts? Anybody else? If I made a musical album of some sorts, would you guys pay for that album? Would you pay good cash money for that album?
Yeah.
I'll think about it. No, I will. I have every intention of doing so. I tried to do it actually last year, and I was working with a producer, and just thing, you know, he was very busy, and I was very busy, and just, you know, it's scheduling more than anything at this point in my life, which I'm so grateful for. Like I particularly because of something like Shazam, which generates so much of its own inertia. And by the way, thank you all. How many people saw Shazam? How many people haven't seen Shazam? Yes. That's right. That's right. You're stupid. You know, that's kind of opened up such an incredible and going into all like the therapy and mental health and emotional health work that I've done in my life has just opened up such a cool new chapter in my life. And my problem now is not lack of work, it's actually like how do we fit all the things in. So I so badly want to get more into music. There's a film that I'm attached to that I'm not going to talk about, but it's kind of a musical. It's not a musical, but it's got a lot. I would sing in that, and I feel like that would be a cool like launch point. That's like something because some people know that I sing. A lot of people don't know that I sing. Yes, I'm aware I was in that. I was great in that too. How many people have seen Tangled? How many people have not seen Tangled? By the way, you don't have to keep hissing. I feel like Tangled was the most unifying thing. I mean, I'm the one up here looking at all your show of hands, and what it looked like was that most of you have seen Tangled more than the other things. And by the way, good call. It's a great film. It's a really good film. Better than other things sometimes. I think we made a really delightful movie in that. Did I answer all your question? I think I did. I answered the question. Yes, thank you for your question. Appreciate it. Of course. Yes, over here.
Favorite word?
I mean, Shazam's getting up there. I actually have quite a few. I like cattywampus. I think that's a real fun word. I say it always in endearment, but like talking to some of my best buddies, I call them fucko. I just think that's real fun too. Sorry, I heard it in some movie once and I was like, that's a really great take on the F-bomb. I like that one. I don't know, but I would say like on a deeper philosophical level, probably my favorite word is empathy. Probably. Oh, you can applaud for that. Or, by the way, more than applaud it, just let's go live that. Let's go do that. Let's amen that stuff by going and being love and kindness and grace and understanding and empathy in the world. Let's go do that. Let's go make the world something. I swear to God, we can totally do it. And it all starts with us. What? First, loving ourselves. We have got to love ourselves. You've got to love yourself. When you look in the mirror in the morning, look at yourself and tell yourself that you're worthy of love. You are so worthy of love. And then build on that. And then as you start feeling stronger in your love, then you can go love everyone around you so much more competently, so much more beautifully, so much more wholly. And it feels great. Because then all the fears and all the things that we've been programmed with, by the way, all of our parents programmed all of our minds. If you don't believe me, trust me, that's what happened. And their parents programmed their minds. It's like we all have an operating system going on. And we just need updates. We don't need to be afraid of all of the things in this world and all of those people were telling us we need to be afraid of. We need to be afraid of being disconnected from one another. We need to be afraid of going down that. We need to be afraid of fear. So fuck fear. Let's not be afraid anymore. Let's go love each other, okay? Awesome. Thank you. Hi.
I was wondering, what's your favorite memory from Shazam?
Yes. All of it. Well, not all of it. It was actually quite cold. We shot in Toronto in the middle of winter, and you guys understand winters. You understand winters on Great Lakes. It was terrifyingly cold, and that suit does not keep you warm. It also doesn't keep you cool when you're on stage either. Like when we were inside on the sound stages, they had massive fans that they had to be like blowing on me between takes so I wouldn't be melting in the suit. And then outside, we were shooting in the middle of winter in Toronto, and by the way, if you saw the movie, 75% of that movie is exterior nights, which means we were outside at night 75% of the time. And I had, you know those like hot shot little like pocket warmer things? I had them literally like sewn into my, like they were like all over. I was like, okay, here we go. I had guys, literally, they're like, they saved our lives. They were on these like portable heaters, like these propane gas heaters, and you would feel kind of like a NASCAR car or something, because you know you'd be doing the scene, and we do the scene, and cut, and then all of a sudden these guys would run in like, and then like get the heater going, and like, and they were there, and they're like three, think of the big parkas on, they're like, I got you, bud, I got you. It was crazy. But see, that was, even though that sucked in the moment, that ends up being a fun story. So I guess I'm even grateful for that part, right? I don't know. I just all of my dreams coming true. Being a kid, like probably everybody in this room, really everybody in the world, whether or not you continue in the lineage of nerddom and like stay in comic books and video games like we did, like everybody, when there is not a 4-year-old in the world that doesn't not just want to be a superhero, but believes that they will be a superhero. At that age, the floor is lava. All right? It's not a game. I mean, it's a game. But you really fucking believe it's lava, guys. We believed it. We had that kind of faith back then. And everybody believes at some point, and I think, you know, our hearts are still pretty pure at that point too, and we want to do good in the world, whatever our concept of that is. So I was doing that. I was literally living out my dreams as a young boy, and also my dreams as an actor to go and get to play my own superhero. Not that I didn't appreciate being fangirl in the Thor franchise, but we didn't really have a lot to do, particularly in the last movie. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's totally okay. I was a little salty when I died in that movie, but I became far less salty once I was reborn in the DC universe. So that worked out real well. I mean, trade in that old jalopy, and here we go with a new one. And it's red too. Come on. Anyway, thank you for your question. Appreciate it.
Well, that question was very good timing for me, because when I met you at C2E2, I wrote half a script for a Chuck reunion movie. And I was just wondering, because Chuck always had such great pop culture guest stars on it, who would you like to share a scene with in a possible revival?
So many options. I don't know. Who didn't we get? Jean-Claude Van Damme. That'd be fun. I think Jean-Claude is one of the baddies. I think that could be really fun. I don't know. I mean, depending on how like, you know, the next few years go with, you know, all the Shazam of it all and The Rock and Black Adam and all, like, going on the wrestling tip, because we had Stone Cold and we had Dave Bautista, like, it'd be kind of fun if we got The Rock to be, you know, in a movie. Even like a glancing, like, I was like, what? That was The Rock, he just walked through the frame right now. That was it, that's all it is. But who else? I don't know. I mean, there's so many actors from the 80s. Any other 80s kids here? I mean, I'm assuming probably most of us, because we're the best. There's so many people from all of the movies that I watched when I was in the 80s that I would love to cast Chuck over and over and over again with. That was one of the funnest parts of that show. That, and the soundtrack, and, you know, the heart that the show had. But, like, those fun guest stars. I can't believe that I've worked with I can't believe that Scott Bakula is my dad and Linda Hamilton is my mom. Like, what the hell is that? That's insanity. Oh boy. So yeah, so more of that stuff. Thanks for your question. Yes, over here. Just tilt it down. There you go.
Too short for this. So first of all, I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you. And what was your favorite, if you have one, favorite scene to film in Shazam, and which scene?
I think that my favorite scene or like sequence would start with me on the Rocky Steps doing lightning with my hands and busking, which is just so ridiculous. How many other superheroes have busked in their movies? Not that I know of. Busker Keaton. Thank you. I don't know what's funnier. There was like only one person that really liked that joke, but then everybody else missed a great joke. So starting there, and then me, errantly, spoiler alert if you have not watched the movie, tough shit if you haven't. But errantly, shoot the bus and then go and catch the bus, and me and Freddie having that whole deal, and then Savannah showing up, and us getting into our whole little beginning of that scuffle. I think that's my favorite whole stretch of the movie. I just think it's so fun. There's great scene work and character work and dialogue and action and, all that. It's fun. And then me learning to fly. I learned to fly. Spoiler. So thank you. Yes, over there. Hi.
First of all, thank you for Flynn. Thank you for Eugene. We love him. My favorite. But I wanted to ask you about your role in Psych the movie.
Yeah.
Since it's my favorite show.
The thin white dunk. Are you talking about the thin white dunk? Oh, fucking
yeah, so
it's so fun.
I had a hard time believing it was you. You were so convincing as a British person and super blonde. I'm wait, that's not him.
Maybe you never watched Thor: The Dark World. It's fine. Different English accent though. I do them all great, so yeah, go ahead.
I would just love to hear about your experience filming that movie.
Yeah.
Moment.
Well, so the long and the short of it is, Dule and I knew each other through mutual friends. By the way, so lovely, and James, and everybody. I had a show of hands. How many Psych fans? I mean, a lot of crossover in the Chuck Psych fan basery. Anyway. So I had randomly known Dule at through mutual friends or some events or whatever. And then I started doing Nerd HQ, and we were looking for shows that were going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. Will come and do a panel with us. And from the word go, Dule talked to James and Tim and everybody involved, and was like, hey, we should go do this. This is a good thing. And they were with us, from the first time we had ever invited them. And that's how I kind of got to know that whole group of folks. And I'm enamored with them. I think that they're such lovely people and so talented, and clearly made a very special show. And they were trying to get me into the show. I guess the last episode, or in the last season, the musical episode. Right? It was musical. Yeah. So the character Z is named Z because that's the character that they wrote for me. But I was doing Thor and I couldn't do it. I know, right? Another blonde Englishman. It's insane. The irony. And then, and then they came back around, and then I got a call from James many moons later saying, hey, what are you doing in May? I was like, I don't know. What, are you coming on to me? What is happening? And he proceeded to tell me that they were going to do a Psych movie and keep it under my hat, but they're trying to get me in, and there's the role. He styles himself after David Bowie's Thin White Duke, and I was like, can I do an English accent? because he wasn't supposed to be. Like, I think that they thought he was like an American dude who was obsessed with Bowie, particularly in the Thin White Duke era. So maybe he did like a Bowie impersonation, but I don't have a Bowie impersonation. So I was like, well, what if he was just like English in general, right? So it's kind of, and they're like, well, maybe like, we'll talk about it in Vancouver. So then I got to Vancouver, and I'm not even kidding, like the second I got off the plane, I was like, hi, what's going on? How's everybody doing? You know why? Yeah, good. Do you want to go for a bite to eat? Or no, you stay, you know why? I'm out. And I wouldn't stop talking like that. Like I didn't even give them an opportunity. It wasn't, like eventually they're like, yeah, okay, fine, just. And I'm so grateful that they did. You know, they create such a lovely play area, sandbox for actors and creatives to go in and create, and I just think they're lovely. Yeah. So that was my experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Over here.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi. So you hear a whole bunch of crazy stories about actors and their workout schedules when they're superheroes.
Yeah.
Did you have to change your workout schedule, or how did they make you look larger in Shazam?
I feel like everyone in this room knows what you're trying to do. Which does not make you very subtle, sir. What's your workout routine? Jesus. No, bro, I was in the gym, I mean, basically I was in the gym a month prior to getting the job just because I was like, I quit smoking, I was taking charge of trying to be healthier in my life. And I was back in the gym, and I was in the gym when I got the call that I was Shazam. I literally told David Sandberg, I was like, thank you very much, sir, I appreciate that. I gotta get back to working out, but I'm at the gym, LA Fitness, and and then that was like 5 to 6 days a week, every week, eating 3,500, 4,000 calories a day, which is a lot of calories, guys. And by the way, it's not the good, fun calories. It's not like I was sitting there with like jars of Haagen-Dazs. That would have been amazing. What, 5,000 calories? No problem. I got this. No, it's like chicken and broccoli calories, and not even like really seasoned chicken and broccoli. It's like to the point where you're eating so much of this stuff. I genuinely I went to my trainer, I was like, I don't know if this sounds weird, but have you ever thought about taking all of your chicken and broccoli or whatever and just like blending it and drinking it? And he looks at me, and the look at first, you kind of, was a little deceiving, like looking at me like, oh, that's crazy. But the look was really, oh yeah. I haven't just thought about it, I've done that. Lots of dudes, or I'm sure even girls that are in like bodybuilding and all that stuff, that's a way to get on my, 3 minutes. Anyway, so that was that. But also, if what you're trying to get at is, was there padding in the suit or whatever? Fucking of course there was. Did you look at my shoulders? I looked like Dwayne, I looked like LeBron James. Like they were like literally out here, I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna go try and
It didn't look bad.
Yeah, we got it. Enjoy the sequel. Yes.
Hi, Zach.
Hi.
I know that you're a really big Diz nerd, so I wanted to ask.
Not only am I a Diz nerd, I coined that phrase. You're welcome.
Yes. I was wondering what your favorite ride at Disneyland is. Mine is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Solid.
Yes.
Solid choice. Love me some Mr. Toads.
Right.
Certainly one of the weirdest and darkest in Disneyland. You go to hell in that. You literally die and go to hell. It's the craziest. But then there's, fun at the end. I don't know.
It shouldn't be there, but it is.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. My favorite ride is the Jungle Cruise. So all the other rides are all exactly the same every damn time you do them, guys. They're all on some kind of a rail. Jungle Cruise is on a rail. You can feel it sometimes as it's making its turns around the rivers of denial. The backside of one. But it's slightly different every single time you ride it, depending on your skipper.
Yeah.
Right? And I timed it. It's about 11 minutes. It's about 11-minute ride. So essentially what you get with the Jungle Cruise is 11 minutes of dad jokes on water.
Yeah.
How is there a better ride at Disneyland? There is no better ride at Disneyland. They're all great. I like them all. But eventually you get bored. You're like, I've done it. I've seen it. I've died and gone to hell plenty times.
Well, I'd love to go on the Jungle Cruise hosted by you. So.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Yes.
I would love that. I'll let you guys know. Okay, yes.
Thank you.
We're going 2 minutes.
What would you like your career to be known for?
Thanks for pigeonholing me. No, I would like my career to be known for joy. Yeah. Yes.
So other than theater, because you say that a lot for advice to actors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How do you not get discouraged if your family thinks it's a joke if you're pursuing that, or you have like 20 auditions and you know you're only going to get one, you know, because that's kind of the chances.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for someone pursuing acting then?
Run as fast as you can. Just I mean, look, here's the thing. Nobody gets a say in you but you. We all think that our family gets a say in who we are. And it's not that we shouldn't listen to the wisdom of those who know us and love us, by the way. If you're a kid out there, know that even if you struggle with your parents, they love you. They are doing their darndest to try and get you through this life. But we feel very obligated to the opinions of our family, right? Because they're our family. Well, that's a lie. I'm just letting you know, and anybody else out there, you don't need to go live your life based on what your family's opinions of you are. That's not how life works. You should take in wisdom as best you can. If your family is saying, hey, just look at these things here, how can we help you? By the way, that's always a great way to do it. If you find people that don't just say, oh, that's stupid, but hey, this is gonna be really hard, so let's help game plan. Let's figure out, if you really want to do this, let's figure out the best way of going doing that. So there's that, but then beyond that, I would just say, you need to get into, if actors act, writers write, directors write, anything that you do, you're only going to get better the more you're doing it. You need to be doing that. Kids who are playing Major League Ball right now have had a bat in their hands since they were toddlers, doing this. How many actors are that way? Unfortunately, not nearly as many. Professional athletes are incredible. They actually have stats. You can actually know, oh, look at that, this many home runs and that many home runs. You can gauge that stuff. Acting is so subjective. So, you can be some kid who played ball your whole life, and then all of a sudden you were bored and you didn't get a scholarship, but you have a great look, and then you just start doing modeling, and people really like you, and you kind of have a personality, and then you make your way into acting, and you're not very good, but you keep getting cracks, you keep getting swings at the plate, and eventually you can become a better actor. It doesn't matter, right? But if you don't have that, then what you need to be able to do is go keep working on it wherever you can work on it. And that's theater, that's acting class, that's workshops. Go get into one that has a great showcase where if you're talented, they have casting directors and whatnot that are coming and seeing you and your talent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And one more, yes. It's Shazam. I got a hand on Shazam. Hi. You better make it great, bro. Where's your cape? What the fuck?
It's a good.
Cut his mic. No, I'm kidding.
The reason I want to say thanks for the 2 episodes on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely.
They helped me a lot. And then I wanted to ask, what's next? What are you most excited
for
about?
podcasts?
Just life.
No. What's next? Okay, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. In the beginning of time. Isn't laughing fun? God damn it, I love it so much. So, look, honestly, what's next for me, what I want to do is I bought a whole bunch of land in Texas, and I intend to buy more, and I want to go build a better world. I want to go make my version of Disney World. It's also a place where people can go and not just have fun like an amusement park deal, but actually live better lives and make great movies. And it's basically a commune. Anyway, the point is, but not a cult. It's not a cult. I know I'm in Texas. It's not a cult. Ever since I was a little kid, God gave me a really cool amount of empathy, I think. And I didn't understand what that was when I was a kid. I felt so deeply about fairness and justice and things like that, and it really screwed me up a lot in my life, not knowing what it is. But it's an incredible superpower, and I see things, and all I want them to be is the better version of what they are, if they can be better, and not constantly criticizing people. I'm talking about all the little things, throughout your day, the various things that you pick up and use, chairs or cups or signs or events or how you get queued up to be in here, and you see all these little things and you make little notes, or sometimes you don't make notes, but you see them and you go, oh, it would have been great if this was there. Or if this was that, or whatever that is. And my motto is, if it can be better, it should be better. And the people who have the money and the power in this world, that's their fucking job to do it. So that's what I want to do. Yeah. God bless you guys. Thank you so much, Chicago. I gotta go.